Today on the podcast, episode number 72, it's all about living life with a purpose, living life with joy. My guest, author, speaker, the man with a lot of energy, Barry Shore, next on the podcast. Let's do this.
Welcome to the No Sitting on the Sideline Dad podcast, a podcast about a journey of discovery and conversations about not sitting on the sideline of life. Let's get involved. Here's host Joe Foley.
Welcome to the podcast. Hey, my name is Joe Foley, and I really want to say thank you for being here. If this is your first time, welcome. I'm a dad and parent just like you, trying to figure this crazy world in one day at a time. Really, one day at a time. So you choose to spend time means a lot. I'm not an expert. I'm on a journey just like you, trying to figure this stuff out. Believe me, it's because I'm learning. I'll be 45 this coming year, and I'm still learning. Well, next up, my interview conversation with Barry Shore, the ambassador, well, he will say it, joy. And also Barry Shore is an author, speaker, and the power of joy in helping people everywhere. His mission is to transform the world through joy. Barry's living proof that anyone can be happy, even a former quadriplegic. Yes, quadriplegic. He's a lot to share, so let's jump right into the interview. Welcome to the podcast, Barry.
And a delightful, wonderful, beautiful evening to you, Joe Foley. Thank you for inviting me.
You know what's funny? We can do this all day. I know you're from Boston, and in this time of year, growing up in Boston, what brought you joy? Because I know we're going to talk about joy a lot today, but what brought you joy in growing up in Boston area?
Okay, so you just touched me to the quick, and I'm going to share a story. But first, I want to do one thing. I want to welcome your vast audience around the world and say to everybody, good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved, immortal beings, and good-looking people. Now, how do I know that you're all good-looking? Because when you tune in to listen to Joe Foley, by definition, you are always looking for and finding the good. That's what a good-looking person is, always looking for good. So let me tell you a story about growing up in Boston. And I'm talking about, for those who can listen to this, I was born in Dorchester. Until I was 9 years old, lived in Dorchester. Then we moved to Brookline, so that's where I spent most of my formative years. But I'm going to give you a vision of Dorchester, or Dorchester as others would say, in the middle of the winter, let's say around the end of December, early January, when it's about cold and it's about snow, and then it's also mixed with rain, so there's slush. Remember slush, Joe? That's what we call it, right?
Yep.
And so it's cold outside and it's slush, and it gets dark at around 4:30, maybe 4:28. And I'm a kid. I'm 7.5, 8 years old. I'm telling you a vivid memory. I'm looking out the window. I'm on the second floor of this great three-store walk-up that my parents and my grandfather owned, and I'm looking out the window and I'm saying out loud I'm even hesitating to say the words. I'm going to do it only because for the benefit of everybody listening. I'm saying these words. Oh, what a horrible day. I'm sorry I even said it. And at that moment, my auntie Edie, that's what she was, she heard it. She was just a few feet away from me. She comes over to me and she says, what are you talking about? Wonderful, Barry, I love you. 8-year-old kid. Look outside. You see that snow? It's covering everything. It's so beautiful. It's a blanket for the earth. You see that rain? You're going to be so happy when it comes springtime. There'll be flowers everywhere. And the fact that it's cold right now, but it's going to get warm. And you go sledding. You can go sledding next door on the hill. This is wonderful. And I'm telling you, Joe, I never saw the snow the same way again. It changed my entire perspective. Granted, it took me years to incorporate it, 3, 4, 5, 7 years, until I was 15 or 17. It changed my life. That's my vision of Boston in winter when it's tough. And I loved it because of Auntie Edie. How's that for a story, kid?
That's a great story about change perspective on things. Because, it can be kind of gloomy when it's snowing outside and the clouds are coming, and change the perspective how beautiful and joyful that you can see the beautiful snow on the ground and you realize spring is coming. And it's funny because you're another thing I like to talk about it because you overcame being a quadriplegic. Talk about joy. And how did you keep a positive look? And it's amazing. I think it's really interesting.
Well, let's call it what it is. You ready for this, Joe? It's
Yes.
three. Look, you have three letters with the middle letter O.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody worships you. It's not G-O-D, it's J-O-E. But let's just change your last letter to a Y, and it's not joy, it's joy. Now, why do I say that? Because Joe is right. He used the term quadriplegic. Let's be analytical, and yet let's be very upbeat. Most people, when they hear the term quadriplegic, they think they know what it is, but here's what it is. Imagine, if you can, standing up just like you are, 99.999% of everybody listening, standing up in the morning, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, faster than a speeding bullet, healthy, hardy, completely in tune with life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that night in the hospital, paralyzed from my neck down, completely, totally unable to move anything in my body. And it was not from an automobile accident. It was not from a spinal injury. It was a rare disease I didn't even know existed before that day called Guillain-Barré syndrome, GBS for the cognoscenti, also known as French polio. And now I went from completely, totally healthy and able to do things, completely paralyzed. And I was like that for years. I was 4.5 months in the hospital. I was 2 years in a hospital bed in my own home. I couldn't turn over by myself. 4 years in a wheelchair, braces on both my legs, my hips to my ankles, and that was progress. But as you're seeing me now, because we're on radio, so you can visualize this, I am able to be vertical and ambulatory, albeit with the help of a 6.5-foot walking wand made for me by a Zen master. I have helped still 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. I can't walk up a stair or a curb by myself. But you hear in my voice, as Joe said, I live with joy daily. And I have been blessed by the good Lord because of perspective. The story I told you about Auntie Edie, that helped. A story about my mother, which we'll talk about hopefully a little bit, not too much later, but a little bit later, helped. The ability to recognize that the good Lord does not do things to hurt, but only to help. So the ability to live in joy, and by the way, Joe, I know you're going to announce this anyway, but Barry Shore has a program called The Joy of Living. You can go to my website. It's barryshore.com, BARRYSHORE. And you, everybody listening, can download what's called the 11 strategies for living in joy daily, and it's free, FREE. Free or your money back, guaranteed, free. Because all we care about is what Joe is doing right now. Joe Foley brings to you the best possible people he can find because he cares about you. The only reason you're tuned in right now is because you care about you. Let's be blunt. You're not listening because Joe Foley's a great guy, which he is. Barry Shore's a wonderful fellow, which he is, and it's fun. You care about you. YOU. That's why we're doing this. We care about you. You want to be the best you? Joe Foley is your guy. He channels goodness. He brought me here to say, hey, if this guy can do it, anybody can do it. He was a he was paralyzed. And now, by the way, Joe, as you know, we'll talk about it. I can't really walk that well or compared to other people, but I learned how to swim in the course of gaining back some of my abilities to move. I learned how to swim again, and I'm going to make the story just 2 sentences. I now can swim 2 miles a day, and I do that 6 days a week.
Oh, wow.
And in the course of 12 years, I've accumulated enough miles to swim from Boston, across the Atlantic Ocean, through the Straits of Gibraltar, across the Mediterranean, and up into the city of Jerusalem, over 7,411 miles.
Oh,
wow!
Wow, that's a lot of miles there. I mean, I'm impressed. I mean, you for being where you are now. I mean, you can live with, because it has to be stressful. I mean, it has to be really stressful going through every day, going through all the PT, the physical stuff, and I mean, you can say, hey, it's stressful, and you can end up it can stress. Stress is bad, or you can live in
Right.
joy and being positive, and it can heal. I don't know if your perspective on that.
Oh, Joe Foley, everybody listening, you got to applaud Joe. I mean, he just said something. I'm going to, if I may, encapsulate what you just said. 4 words.
Mm-hmm.
Stress kills, joy heals. I mean, we got to make a song for this, Joe. This is so good. He's so right. Now, Joe knows that I really enjoy words, and I like making acronyms. Acronym is the first letter of each word, and it gives you more insight into the word or into the idea. Or you take a word and you break it up into its letters and you give it the information. By the way, we live with these things. Stress stands for stomach turning realization, enabling self-sabotage.
Oh, wow.
Because that's what stress can do. In other words, Barry Shaw was walking around fully capable, and now he's completely paralyzed. Talk about stress, not just on him, on his wife, on his son, his relatives, all the friends in his family. I mean, just hello, that can kill somebody. But there's another way of learning stress. Stress also stands for, yes, stomach turning realization, and now enabling self-success. So if you use it well, it's a lever, right? It's like building a muscle. You need a little bit of tension, and you can use it to build big muscles like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Or it can kill you because you internalize and let the pressures build on you. And the genius of life is the good Lord said, I'm giving you an antidote. And it's 3 letters. And the middle letter is O. And it's joy. Because joy heals, stress kills. So, Joe, thank you so much for that. You just put into 4 words, everybody, especially now we're in the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really important to keep this in perspective. You're a father.
Yep.
You're a mother. You have kids. You have other family members. The most stressful time of the year tends to be Thanksgiving through Christmas, first of the year, because it's just stuff happening. It's expectations. It's what people want to do. Again, if you live in the Northeast, you got cold, snow. And hey, I live in Southern California now, as Joe knows. I live in Venice Beach. I live in probably the nicest place you could imagine in the United States of America, right near the beach. It's now whatever time it's the end of the year, fall, winter time,
mm-hmm.
and it's 70 plus degrees. I'm swimming outdoors in a heated pool. Wow. Now, by the way, WOW is a great acronym.
What is that?
Because when you hear something, acronym, when you hear something and you can't express it other than saying wow, WOW stands for words of wisdom.
Oh, wow.
Or words of wonder. Wow.
Oh, wow. What if you could share some stories that maybe you experience yourself with other people that you use some of the stuff that you're talking about?
Oh, if I may, there's 2 wonderful ones that I really like a lot. One of them has to do with WOW, by the way.
Okay.
So this is really funny how life is. We live with what we call the 3 principles of life.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1, most important, overarching is life.
Mm-hmm.
Your life has purpose. Life has purpose. Number 2, the natural result of that is that you can go mad. Like me, I went mad, but mad is good in this case, Joe, because mad stands for make a difference. Go make a difference. Everybody can make a difference. And part of the way of making a difference is by learning to unlock the secrets and the power of everyday words and terms, like the wow. So here's a quick story.
Mm-hmm.
I was a speaker because of my story. People love it. Look what he overcame, and he's walking with this stick, and he seems to be a nice guy, happy, right. So I'm speaking, and before I speak, I usually go and speak to the people who are setting up the tables and preparing the food, just because they're the ones who do the work. I like to go over, say hello, and tell them how much I appreciate them, that they make it easy for myself and other people to come and have a venue to speak at. Okay, very nice. So speaking to one of the people, young guy, maybe he's 24, 25, pleasant, well-spoken. And we're talking, it turns out, I didn't know this till later, he's the son of the owner, the caterer. So he's already in a good position. But okay, fine, he's working hard, and his mother had kept a big eye on him. And we're talking, he asked me a question or two. I mentioned an insight about something. And he said to me, those are words of wisdom. And you got to hear, Joe, I'm telling you the story because this just happened, 8 years ago, 9 years ago? So I'm 71, so I was like 62, 63. I've heard that. I've heard wow all my life, like you have, right? Everybody says wow. But when he said words of wisdom, I saw it clear. Oh, that's WOW. Wow. That's how I begin to internalize these wonderful ideas. So as another one, as an example, I'm a big fan of this great song called What a Wonderful World. Remember that song?
Yeah, we hear that a lot during this time of the season too.
Oh, that's right. This is a season song. Okay, great. So you hear, big tip of the hat to Louis Armstrong, Satchmo for making that song not just go viral, but touching hundreds of millions, if not billions of people that know what a wonderful world. Well, when you think about it, wait a minute, guess what? What a is a word. I just told you it is. I made it, but it is. What a wonderful world. WWW.
Oh.
So if you ask anybody, Joe, what does WWW stand for? You're at work or at the table. What does WWW? People will inevitably say, well, it has something to do with the internet, right?
Yep.
Right? And in factually, that's true. But really, when you begin to internalize these, what we call positive, purposeful, powerful, pleasant aspects of words, then you learn that WWW, whenever you see it from now on, you say, what a wonderful world. How's that?
That is all. That's a good way of looking at it. One thing else I wanted to talk about is something the Keep Smiling movement. I was really fascinated with that.
Whoa, thank you so much for mentioning it. Let me tell you in short a story. So it happens to be that I got a card in the mail. Oh, I'd say it's now almost 20 years ago. Yeah, plus minus 20 years. And I'm Jewish. And a friend of mine who's a rabbi in New York, imagine a rabbi in New York. It's like a rabbi, a priest, and a minister walk into a bar. There's a rabbi in New York, of course. It's like having an Irishman in Boston, right?
Exactly.
So he sent me in the mail a little note saying, just thinking about you. And in it was a card, a little bigger than a business card. And on one side, it has the words "keep smiling." On the other side, it has the famous phrases about a smile is the countersign of friendship, and no one is so poor that can't give it away, etc. It's a very famous set of sentences from that great book by Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I think it's in the 8th chapter. It's all about smile. Good smile is the natural process of sharing and showing love, right? I mean, isn't that correct? So I got this card, and I said, this is really nice. So I called him up. I said, thank you. And I asked him, can I reproduce this and give them out? And I could see his face on the phone, even though it was on the phone. Of course, hello, why not? So I went to the printer and I asked the printer, can you make me 100 of these? Okay, went in, paid whatever it was, got 100, and I proceeded to give them away. I think it took me 4 days to give out 100 cards.
Oh, wow.
And every time, Joe, that I gave out a card, I saw something interesting. The whole demeanor. If the person was smiling already, it brightened. If the person wasn't, they brightened. So no matter what it was, there was an interaction that was positive. Again, I use what called the 4 Ps: positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant. Wow. I said, this is great. Again, wow. Words of wisdom. Words of wonder. So I went back and I said, okay, please print me 1,000. Okay, fine. 1,000 took me 2 months, but I gave them away. 1,000 of them. That's pretty nice, right? And now, guess what started happening?
What's that?
People who I gave the card to called me up. Hey, can I have 10 of those? Can I have 10 of those? So I said, okay, I'm going to, scratch my head. Let's plunge in. I went to the printer. Give me a price on 10,000. So I printed 10,000. Now, 10,000 took, I think it took me 6 months, but it wasn't just me now. There were at least 25, 35 people who were giving out because they said, can I have 10? Can I have 5? Can I have more? And in 6 months' time, we gave out 10,000. So this, now I'm going to fast forward so everybody should hear and understand what's going on. Again, all for free. We give them away. They're part and parcel of the website. Again, if you go to the website, barryshore.com, BARRYSHORE, there's a whole section on Keep Smiling. The cards are free. Today we print them up in a different format, and they're laminated. Really very cool. I mean, really cool. We have them in 27 languages, Joe, and different kinds of cards, which I'll tell you in just a moment. But suffice it to say, the cards are still free. We need to charge for shipping because we ship all over the country right now. We don't ship anymore overseas because it's too costly. We ship all over the country. Just pay for shipping. But now that you can also send the cards by email from the site. So that's a big breakthrough. But here's the real wonderful thing. More than 1.5 million cards have been given out since that first card arrived in the mail almost 20 years ago. And our goal, and Joe Foley is going to help, our goal is to distribute 10 million Keep Smiling cards by the end of 2020.
Well, that's an awesome goal. And I mean, I'm really happy I can help. I want to help. I do definitely want to help with that because it's important nowadays with the world the way it's going now. They kind of need this.
Everybody needs, you're so right. So here's a great acronym that if you remember nothing else, this is one of the one, WWW is great, WOW is great. Wow. Here's one that I want everybody to internalize and use and share and just do it. Ready? It's the acronym for the word SMILE. SMILE stands for, drum roll, fanfare, da-da-da-da, seeing miracles in life every day. Remember Auntie Edie coming over and saying, look at that snow, look at that rain, feel that cold. Seeing miracles in life every day. Now, what an acronym that is. That is so wonderful. So when you think this way and speak this way and act this way, you now become the best you possible, and you're now creating more harmony in the world. You're building bridges, and you're interacting with people that you, of course, family, friends that you like, don't like, doesn't matter. But when you speak and act this way, you become a channel of goodness, a cog, a child of God, and there is more light in the world. There is more benefit. And when somebody says to me, oftentimes I'll speak to a large group or even a small group, wait a minute, Mr. Shore, I've been up for hours. I haven't seen any miracles. And I ask, hello, are you here?
Exactly.
Can you hear? Can you see? Do you have food to eat? Do you have a place to sleep? Millions of people, Joe, didn't get out of bed this morning. Hello?
Exactly. I mean,
seeing miracles in life every day.
Well, it's like, in my perspective, I mean, you always have, if you have a positive attitude, things seems to happen more for people, and things will fall into place when you have a positive attitude. When you have a negative attitude and always, grumpy, things don't seem to fall into place.
So Joe Foley is such a treat, everybody. You're so fortunate to be listening to his show. It's such a great show. He's giving us an insight that smiling, positive, powerful, purposeful, pleasant outlook. And again, you don't have to walk around like grin an idiot, just be upbeat and pleasant. It attracts. See, what does it mean to be attractive? Okay, so you can think of a star or a starlet in Hollywood. Okay, that's physical. Okay, they're pleasant looking, but that's not attractive person necessarily. To be attractive means literally that you do attract that which is good. Remember how we started the show?
Mm-hmm.
Good looking people, because you're always looking for and finding the good. When you do that, you do what Joe just says. You become attractive and you don't repel. Attracting goodness. He's right. The more you do of this, it creates a wave of goodness in the world. Be part of the wave. Learn how to surf that wave, and you become the coolest person around.
Well, the one I want to touch a little bit on is the 11 strategies for joyful life. I want to know if
Yes.
you want to touch on a few of those because I know those are really important to you.
Oh, this is fundamental to my life. So, 11 strategies for living in joy daily, and they're free. Free or your money back, refunded gladly. So, one of the strategies, by the way, is smile, SMILE, seeing miracles in life every day. Another great strategy is get ready for this, everybody. Get uncomfortable. What do you say? Get uncomfortable. Because you know what comfort is, Joe?
What's
When
that?
you go home after working and you put on those special socks or that sweater, or you eat that comfort food, oh, I feel so good, right? The tension goes away, the stress goes away. That's wonderful for a momentary relaxation. But to live in the comfort zone, that's where we say dreams go to die.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to live in comfort. What you want to live in is the zone. Get out of your comfort. Now, here's a great way to do it, an easy way.
Mm-hmm.
If you walk out your front door, Joe, and you're going to do this tomorrow morning when you go to your office, right?
Yes.
When you walk out your front door, if you normally go out your door and you turn right, what I want you to do is turn left.
Okay.
Now, that's a simple way of getting out of your comfort zone because what you did is you consciously got out of your comfort zone. You do things consciously and conscientiously.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Now I become a thinking being. So get uncomfortable is one of the 11 strategies. We go into a little bit of depth about it. Another one of the great strategies is learning to say the two most important words in the world.
What's that?
And they are, thank you. Thank you. Thank is a great acronym. Thank stands for to harmonize and network kindness. To harmonize and network kindness. The Dalai Lama has been quoted as saying, and I read it one of his essays, be kind whenever possible. And it's always possible. Kind is a great acronym. It stands for keep inspiring noble deeds. That's kind. So you walk into your neighborhood coffee place and just paid an outrageous amount of money, $4.75 for a coffee. Oh my gosh. And they brought it to your table. Thank you. You ordered a $4.75 coffee and they didn't bring it to you. You had to go back up and say hello. Oh, here it is. Thank you. You go out the door and somebody holds the door open for you. Thank you. You walk to the door and somebody slams the door in front of you. Thank you. How about this one? Somebody cut you off in traffic.
Thank you.
Thank you. You get up in the middle of the night, you have to go to the bathroom, you stub your toe and it hurts. You say, thank you.
Well, doesn't that change your perspective on something like your life? It changes your thoughts. Like instead of going, and it's like you say thank you. It makes it easier for you to deal with and better in a better mood.
Yes, what we're talking about is our own neural linguistic programming. When we do this, we are literally using our 50 billion brain cells and our trillion synapses to do more than just decide what flavor of ice cream to get. We are using our minds to be able to program in a positive, powerful, purposeful, pleasant way who we are. We want to think well. We want to speak well. We want to act well. So get uncomfortable, Joe. Smile. See miracles in life every day. Learn to say thank you consciously and conscientiously at least 5 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
And now you become really human. So those are some of the others, 3 of the 11 strategies for living in joy daily. Go to the website, sign up, get them, and use them. They're great. And there's a video with each one.
The one thing I also want to ask before, what is the Joy of Life Institute? Something I'm interested in.
Thank you so much. So because of everything that I am doing and going through and such like that, in addition to the Keep Smiling movement and the 11 strategies for living in joy daily, we founded an institute that I call Oz on Earth. It's magical, it's wonderful, and it's dedicated to one purpose only, to enable people to live, enjoy daily. So everything about it, Oz, by the way, stands for ongoing zest. So you can go to barryshore.com, check out the Joy of Living Institute. We're not asking for any money. Matter of fact, all we're asking for is that you utilize the tools, the tips, the practices that we offer to utilize that for your benefit. We recognize you're selfish in a good way. By the way, self stands for a soul expressing life fully. So use it. By the way, Joe, just ask me quickly, what does joy mean to you, Barry Shore?
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Yes.
Joy for me is the following. You've got to dance daily, even hourly. Sing the joyful tune and laugh out loud. That's the meaning of, that's the feeling of joy.
I also know you have a podcast and a book. I don't know if you want to touch a little bit on that. I know you have a podcast and you have 2 books out.
Yes. So the podcast is something that I really like. And again, everybody, you're so fortunate for listening to Joe Foley, and don't sit on the sideline. Get involved. Be involved. Get uncomfortable. Learn to use these acronyms. So Barry Shore, thankfully, has a radio show and a podcast. I urge everybody to go and listen to 1 or 2 of them, because it's me, but it's not me. It's all about you. The show exists for one reason only, you. The name of the podcast is The Joy of Living. We have tremendous people, insight guests, and they're there for one reason only. They give of their time. Some very famous people that you've heard of, they give of their time for one reason only, so that you can learn to be the best you possible. Because when you're the best you make a better world. You're creating a better world. CREATE, by the way, is a great acronym. It stands for causing, rethinking, enabling all to excel. So listen to the podcast. They're great, and share them with people. I say, give me 5. Means listen and share with 5 people. We've had over 1 million downloads.
Wow.
in less than a year, Joe, because people like it. Not that they like Barry Shore. Okay, Barry Shore is nice and fun, good, has good information, great information, but they like it because it helps them. Mm-hmm. People care about themselves, and we want people to care about themselves and be the best you can to you.
Well, what's the name of your books, too?
Oh, so we have 3 books out now. One of them is Making Everyday Giving, the Magic of Everyday Giving. It's on Amazon. It's a great book about giving, because in my humble opinion, the one word that represents the joy of living is giving. And I'm happy to tell everybody that Oprah Winfrey, that Oprah, wrote an article about, in one of her great December magazines, my favorite things, about one of the giving apps that we built that enables people to give their spare change to things they care about, because that's what I care about, giving. My goal is to make everyday giving effortless and to raise $1 billion for causes that people care about in a very easy, effortless way. So that's one of the books. We have several books coming out right now. Well, not right now. They'll be out in the springtime. With one of them is called Reframing the Art of Living. And it's about people who have been through stuff, as we'll call it. And they didn't just deal with it and handle it. They used it as a lever to get to far greater spaces than they ever thought possible. One of the people in the book is a man named Frank Shankwitz. The name may not be familiar, but everybody will recognize what he was able to build, which is the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And Frank he's a good friend, he has a great story. And those are the people in the book, people who they go mad. Remember, there's 3 things in life. Life has a purpose. Go mad, go make a difference, and unlock the power and the secrets of everyday words. Learn them, use them.
Well, but where if they want to connect and want to reach out to you, how they can connect with you?
The best way, and I mean the best, and everybody should do this. Thousands of people listen to Joe Foley. Share this. Go to barryshore.com. BarryShore, BarryShore.com. And there is a wealth of information and resources, especially the 11 strategies for living in joy daily, and they're free. Use them, share them, spread good cheer. Remember, www. What a wonderful world.
Very short. Thank you very much for being on the podcast. I really do appreciate it. All the links will be in the show notes today. I'm not sure if I can write all the acronyms up. I'm going to try, though. But I really do appreciate you being here, sir. Thank you very much.
Joe Foley, you are special and stellar, and thank you for enabling to be on.
Thank you. Wrapping up this episode, I really want to thank Barry Shore for being on the podcast. Really, he made me smile so many times today. You can find more about Barry over at barryshore.com. You have all the links we talked about in the show notes over at nosittingonthesideline.com/72. Please reach out, leave a comment, and if you have a question or just want to leave a comment in the show notes, say, hi, how you doing? It was a great show, great episode. Yeah, and subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell at least 2 people about the show, maybe 3. And subscribe to the show. You can find me, all my contact information at nosittingonthesideline.com/contact. And all my social media links, too, if you want to reach out and ask a question or just want to say hello. The one thing about this conversation, Barry, is it possible to find joy in life? And yes, it is. The power of positivity. Barry, who's someone could not walk, and now could swim 2 miles. And the other thing we talk about is being uncomfortable. Being uncomfortable is where life begins. Like, it's not easy for me to talk in public, but I can talk on this podcast because it's me being uncomfortable and enjoying talking to you. Well, also another thing, too, before I wrap up and head out the door. I went through some of the cards. Barry sent me a bunch of cards. I want to help him spread the word of joy and happiness in the world, and peace and love. I mean, he really sent me a lot of business cards. The one I read in the back, and I want to read the 4 ones: joy, happiness, peace, and love. Joy is jubilant observation and yearning. Happiness is happiness, helping all pursue purpose and noble, express soulful song. Peace is powerful, affecting all, creating exuberance. And love is living on a vibrant energy. And yes, Barry has a lot of energy. Well, thank you for listening. Until next time, take care. Give kids a hug. Tell them how much you love them. And try to live life with joy. Until next time, take care. God bless. See ya.